All right, we're on this problem set now. And again, the first equation I'm seeing over here, they want me to solve for x. There's a solution over here. If somebody else doing it, at least I believe so, and my solutions are over here. I do go through the solution. I also give you a graph of it over here. And again, you may look at that and say, what am I looking at? I'm looking at this thing over here, and I know it's difficult, by the way. All right, you want to take a look at that, see what I did there. So the bottom line is when we're looking at a solution to the problem, and let me just see, you know what, maybe that's not the right, I'm going to take a look at this one over here. Get a look. I got this. I want to see what the graph is about, by the way. I'm a little confused right now. So I got this. And let's see what I do there. Oh, I took the, I guess the, let me take a look I got there. Let me write this down. So sometimes when I'm looking at HK, I wonder, what did I do over there? And I'm looking at this thing over here, and I just added 512 to both sides. I realized 512 was 2 to the 9th, all right? And then, well, you know what I'm going to say? The bases are the same. So I'm going to say 3 to the 4 to the x would equal 9. I do see that, by the way, just by looking at that. 2 to that power is 2 to the power. Powers have to be the same, by the way. And look at this over here. You know, I'm writing down the same base, you know, 3 to the 4x, and this would be 3 squared, right? Relatively simple, right? And then what do you get over there? Well, I'm looking at this thing, and that means 4x has to equal 2. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I made a mistake over there. Let me get my eraser out. Sloppy penmanship, by the way. So 4 to the x, by the way, this is 3 squared, by the way, is equal to, I did it again, is equal, I'm sorry, I didn't do it again, 2. And what do you get over there? Well, I'm looking at this thing, I probably can answer the question now, and what would x have to be? X would have to be 1/2. And why is that? It's the square root of 4 is 2, all right? So I got the half, all right? And let me just, I'm wondering about the graph now. Where's this graph coming from? And I gotta look at it, 113, figure 113. And where did that come from? Probably another problem set. I'm a little concerned about that right now. Let me go backwards. We'll have to look into that. I'm not sure what the graph is there, but I'll have to look into that. Sorry about that. The next question now. And next question is, let me be careful about this. Integrations, I can't say enough times, they're generally very difficult to do, all right? This one came from an Italian calculus exam, and that was the instruction verbatim, and they want you to calculate it. You can probably figure that out by looking at the word over here. And again, I went through it, and again, when I'm looking at these things over here, I put all the steps down for you, all right? I found it to be a difficult question, by the way, all right? Now, granted, be aware of this. A lot of times when things are being shared on the internet, one thing to do is trying to impress you with the level of difficulty of the problems, by the way. And that doesn't mean that the students got the problem right, by the way. That just means this appeared on an exam somewhere. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe the students did really well on it. Maybe they didn't do well on it. All right? Maybe not. All right? So here's the deal. I found it to be a difficult question. Let me see if there's another... yeah, I found it to be a difficult question, by the way. I did get through it, got to the end of it, and we're done with that. Go to number 3. Number 3, I'll be honest with you, appears to be a much simpler question to me. All right, much simpler. Why is that? Quadratic. Sorry about that. It's quadratic. And you should know a lot about quadratics, by the way. You know, you could figure out the roots on it, the product of the roots, or if you know formulas for product of roots, you could do that too, by the way. And of course, that information's all over here for you to look at, right? Not that bad. Over here, I find these sometimes to be very tedious problems, by the way, because I really don't know what they're asking for. But again, focus in on it. What are they asking for? They say you're given something. Again, I'm not going to say I know what X is explicitly or Y is, but I could figure it out. And then there's a video over here. Here's what you need to figure out, by the way. Not what X is, not what Y is, but what the reciprocals are added together, all right? And I put that down for you, and we get to this over here. We get that there, which is not a bad thing to have, by the way. A nice simple number in the end. I put the work down for you. I put a video down for you. Let's go to number 5. It's a log equation. It doesn't look bad to solve, by the way. I always say when something doesn't look bad, maybe it's a difficult question, but I would not assume that looking at that. I would assume it's easy, by the way. So I'm going to say not difficult, all right? But anyway, some students don't see the path to it. I go through that. Oh, let's see what makes it difficult. The bases are different, right? Maybe you didn't see that, by the way. Maybe that made it difficult. Who knows? I don't think so, though, all right? I can always change base, by the way. Here's the deal, though. You go through it on your own, see what you come up with. If you need help, watch the video, or basically look at my work and see if you can actually get the same answer, by the way, all right? So, again, I put a check down, all that kind of stuff over there, but I don't think it was a difficult problem, by the way. All right, let me see if that was the last question. I think it was number 5, right? Yeah, so there's no other questions after that. I think it goes right to the SAGE stuff. Yeah, we're good.